Hi everybody, today I'm going to show you how to make Super Grover. I'm going to make him exactly like this, and to let you know, the bands that I'll be using 2 white bands for the eyes and 2 black bands. I'll be using 46 red bands, 3 pink bands. There are about 56 gray bands, and this gray is from the Rainbow Loom Metallic Mix. They're the round bands. You can use the normal like gray color, which you see here. And the neon orange, we are going to use 3 bands or another kind of orange, or if you prefer red. And the dark blue jelly, there's about 200 bands. I also am going to use 1 C-clip, and I'm going to use 1 loom, and our loom is going to be in its original position with the arrows facing down. I am going to get started doing body parts and show you how to attach. What we're going to do first is make the fingers. You're going to need a total of 6. And I have too many. You're going to need 6. I'm going to show you how to do 2, and then you're going to pause the video and make 4 more. So what you're going to do is take your hook and a single blue band, and you're going to wrap this around your hook 4 times. So this would be 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you have 4 loops. Now take a single blue, you want to attach to your hook, support with your finger, and you're going to slide the band on and pull it to the center. And this is what you should have, and you can just put to the side. We're going to do another one, a single band wrapped around your hook 4 times. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you have 4 loops. Grabbing a single band, attached to your hook, and slide on. So now pause the video and make 4 more. Now I'm going to show you how to do the arms. I've made 1, and I'm going to show you how to do 1, and then you're going to pause the video to make another one. To do the arms, we're just going to take double bands, blue color, and we're going to go down the loom 5 times. I'm just going to choose the right side. It doesn't matter where you go down. So 1 and 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now you're going to take 3 of the little pieces that you just made. You're going to put this on your hook, so from one end and grabbing the other end, and you're going to slide, just pull it kind of apart and slide it on the end. And these are your fingers. So grabbing another one, we need to attach 3, and you can just slide right on top. And we're going to do 1 more. Attach each end on your hook. Just going to turn this around a bit. And there you go. Now you could pause the video and just repeat the same steps on the other side, and then come back, and then we can loop together. So I'm going to start to loop, and I'm going to grab my hook, and I'm going to go in, and I'm going to pull these fingers back a bit and reach in for the bottom 2 bands, which are these bands here, and I'm going to loop forward. You might want to hold the fingers down, his hands down, so they don't slide off, and go forward, grabbing your bands and going to the top. And you can remove this off the loom. I have an extra hook. If you feel comfortable with an extra hook or a toothpick, you could even just put to the side like this. It will be just fine. Okay? So pause the video and make yourself another one. Now we're going to make the body. And we're going to go from like the neck down, we're going to make now. And then I'm going to show you how to attach to its face. So taking 3 bands, we're going to go down once in the center. You're going to take double bands and go from the center down to the right for his shoulders and from the center down to the left. Now we're going to use double bands throughout, and you're going to go down 4 times on the right and then the left. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now on the left, same thing, 4 times. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We need to close this off now, so I'm going to use double bands, and I'm going to go from the left down to the center, and then center up to the right. We're going to fill in the middle now, and we're going to go down 5 times till we reach the bottom here in the center. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're going to attach the arms now. So grab your arms, and I'm just going to move one up here so maybe you can see. And we're just going to slide this on the loom, and I'm going to go on the left here on the second peg going down, making sure all the loops are on the peg. Grabbing the next arm, I'm going to attach on the right on the second peg going down. Again, make sure all your loops are on. Now I'm going to show you how to do the legs. I'm going to do both with you, and we're going to make a right leg and a left leg. So right now we're going to make the right leg, and I am just going to use the bottom part of my loom. So grab double blue bands, and what I'm going to do is start at the peg below his upper body here. We need to go down 6 times, so I have enough room for 6 spots. So basically you're going all the way to the bottom, and we need 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now we're going to make the foot, so it would be like this, and we're going to use double bands, and we need to go down in the middle twice. So I'm going to start at the 3rd peg going up in the middle. So I just need 2 spots. So just count from the middle, 1, 2, and 3. And we're going to go down again. Now taking double bands, I'm going to close this off. So I'm going to go from the center down to the right. Now grabbing a single band, you want to cap the end on the right 3 times. So 1, 2, and 3. Now grab a single. We need a single holding band, but we need to double this. So grab a single, double it, and we're going to make a triangle. So I'm going to have the point is going to be on the right. So my triangle is reaching the bottom in the center and going to the second last peg on the right. Now we need to loop. And I'm going to try to explain this very carefully. We're going to start at the bottom on the right. You're going to move that cap band out of the way, grabbing your top 2 bands, and they're going up to the center. Now I'm going to loop these 2 sections in the center. So reaching in at the bottom, in the middle, grabbing your bottom 2 bands, you're going to loop up 1, reach in again, and 2. Now I need to remove these bands off the loom, and I'm going to attach them to the 3rd peg going up on the right. Sorry, on the right. So 1, 2, and 3. So remove these bands and just bring it to the right. Now we're going to loop straight up all the way on the right. So reach in, grabbing your bottom 2 bands here, and go up. Reach in, and go up. It's ready to come off the loom, but I'm just going to release some of this tension here. And now reach in with your hook and remove off the loom. This is your right leg. So just put your hook down for a second, grabbing double blue bands, and you're going to go down twice on the right. 1 and 2. We need the legs a little bit longer, so that's what we're doing here. Now grab your hook with your right leg, and you're going to slide the bands on. Making sure all the loops are on, okay? Now we're going to make his left foot, and we're just going to do the opposite of what we just did with the right. So grab double bands, and I'm just going to go at the peg below our body here, and we just need to go down 6 times. So 1, and I'm going on the left side, okay? 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Just gonna fix. It's twisted. Now we need to go down twice in the center. So I'm going to count 3 pegs up from the bottom. So 1, 2, and 3. And that's where I'm going to start. So 1 and 2. Now I need to close this off. So I'm going to go from the left up to the center. We need a single holding band, and we're going to cap the end on the on the left side. So grab a single and go around 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. Now grab a single, and we're going to double this and make a triangular holding band, but our point is going to be at the left this time, at the second peg here, from the bottom on the left. So take a single, double it, the point is on the left, and the bottom is on the last 2 pegs here in the center. Just gonna fix. Now we're ready to loop up. So you're gonna reach in, moving your cap band out of the way on your left side. Now reach and grab your top 2 bands, and they should be going up to the center. Reaching in the center, moving these bands out of the way, grabbing the double bands, and go up 1 and 2. Now you're going to remove these bands off the loom in the center, and you're going to bring them to the left on the 3rd peg going up. So remove and bring them over. Now you're going to loop up on the left. So reach in at the bottom, grabbing your bottom bands, move these bands out of the way, and you're just grabbing these bands here and go up. This is ready to come off the loom. I'm just going to relieve some of this tension here in the side, and now reaching in at the top here and removing the leg. You can put your hook down for a minute. We need to go down twice using double bands on the left side. So 1 and 2. Push down, and you want to attach the leg. Now we're going to put holding bands on our body, and you're going to take a single, and we're going to make triangles right below the arms. 1, 2, and 3, and one more, 4. Now you need a single, and we're going to cap the end in the center 3 times. So 1, 2, and 3. Now I'm going to show you how to do the belly to make them just a little bit wider. I'm going to use the bottom part of my loom. So I'm just going to move the legs out of the way here, bring them to the sides, and I'm going to take a single blue, and I'm going to go down the loom 3 times on the right. What I'm going to do is just start at the peg right below the right leg, just like this, and going down 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. So right now I'm at the second last peg on the right. I'm going to do the exact same thing on the left, just at the opposite side, going down 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to close this off using a single blue band. I'm going to push down my bands a bit here, going from the left down to the center, and then center up to the right. Now I need to go down 4 spots in the center. So in order to go down 4 spots, our bands have to be in the center, just above the right and the left. So this would be 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is what you should have. Now grabbing a single band, I'm going to put a holding band at the bottom peg in the center. So push your bands down, take a single, and go around 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. Now we need to put holding bands. So I'm going to use a single, and I'm going to make a triangle. And our triangle is not starting at the top of the belly, it's just starting at the pegs below. We need to do this again, so a single, make a triangle below, and one more. Now, these triangle bands will be loose if we leave them like this. You could hide if you wish, you can tuck them away, but if we're going to make them a little bit tighter right now. So grab your hook, and what we're going to do is grabbing the bottom part of the triangle, I'm going to grab them on my right side. So I'm just on the right, grabbing the bottom. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap it around the peg here on the right. So you might want to take a look, grab your hook, grabbing the bottom part of the triangle, and just wrapping it around on the right side. We're going to do this again, grabbing the bottom of the triangle and wrap it around the peg on the right. One more time to this bottom triangle, grab the bottom and wrap around the right side. Now we're going to loop up. So grab your hook and reach in the middle at the bottom here, moving your cap band out of the way, and grab your top single, and it's going up to the middle. I'm going to continue looping up in the middle, all the way to the top here. Grabbing the next band, go up, and one more. Going back down to the bottom, in the center, reach in and grabbing your next single, and it's going up to the right. You can continue to loop up the right, so reaching in, moving these bands out of the way and grab that single. When you get to the next one, you're going to have to move that holding band out of the way and grabbing your bottom single and going up. Again, out of the way and up. Reaching back at the bottom in the center, grab that single band, and it's going to the left, and now loop up. Move the holding band out of the way. And now you're going to leave that there for a minute. And I'm going to loop up 3 sections in the middle of the body here. So grab your hook, and at the center, at the bottom of his body, you're going to reach in, moving that cap band out of the way, and grab your top 2 bands only and loop up in the middle. 1, 2, and 3. And you're going to stop there. Now I'm going to show you how to attach this belly. But what you're going to do first is push your bands down. It'll be easier for you. Now grab your hook, and we're going to remove the belly part off the loom. And what I'm going to do is first remove the right, then the middle, and then the left. So reach in with your hook and remove the right side. Reach in the middle, remove, and remove from the left. And now slowly take off the loom. My band just stretched. Just pull the cap band and you're good to go. Now what we're going to do now is you should have 6 loops around your hook. The first 2 loops we're going to attach at the 4th peg going down on the left, if you count from the top. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Your next 2 loops will be on the 4th peg going down in the middle, and your last 2 loops will be on your 4th peg going down on the right. So all you have to do is slide your first 2 loops on and move your hook out of the way. Push the bands down. Grabbing your next 2 on the 4th peg going down in the center, and then the last 2 loops are going around your 4th peg going down on the right. Now you want to find your cap band that we put on. It's 3 loops, so it's at the bottom here, and stretch it down to the bottom in the center. Now what we're going to do is attach a bottom single from the teardrops around the 6th and the 5th peg going down. So let me try to explain. You have 1 teardrop going around your 4th peg. You have an extra teardrop here, so your next teardrop on your belly. You're going to grab a bottom single from your belly and wrap this around your 5th peg going down. Your next teardrop, you're going to grab a bottom single and you're just going to go around your 5th peg going down again. So there's 2 teardrops being used around your 5th. Your next teardrop, the last teardrop, grab a single. Again, if you make a mistake, it'll be fine. You can wrap it around your 6th peg going down. Now on the left side, we're going to do the same thing. The first teardrop is being used around your 4th peg. Now we need to take 2 teardrops, a bottom single, and wrap it around your 5th peg. So you can see just a bottom single, go around your 5th. From the next teardrop, a bottom single, go around your 5th. You have 1 more teardrop, grab that bottom single off the belly and go around your 6th peg going down. Now we're ready to loop. So the first thing I'm going to do is loop. Going in the middle, I'm going to grab the top 2 bands, which will be going to the right, the next 2, which will be going to the left. So reach in here at the bottom, moving these bands out of the way. So you have a few bands to move out of the way here. And grab your top 2 bands, and they're going up to the right. Reach back in, grabbing the next 2, and they're going up to the left. And I grabbed too many bands. Just going to fix this. So I'm going to bring these bands back to the bottom and try again. And then going up to the left. Now we're going to loop up the legs and go straight up to the second peg in the middle. So I'm just going to start on the right side. So move the leg out of the way, grabbing the bottom two, and go up. Reach in again. Now you might have it might be tight here for you, so just move the bands out of the way. You can loosen up some tension and reach in and grab your bottom two. Don't force the bands up because they will snap, so I'm just going to go around my peg and go up. Now you're going to reach in, grabbing your bottom bands, okay? So reach in. So now I am at 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm at the fifth peg. Reach in, grabbing your bottom two, and going up. Move the bands out of the way, grabbing your bottom. Move the arm out of the way, grabbing the bottom shoulder bands. And now on the left. Move the leg out of the way, and just the same thing, go straight up. Loosen the tension, grabbing just the bottom bands. Go around the peg and up. Reach in for the bottom, two, and up. Move the bands out of the way. Now move the arm out of the way, grabbing the bottom two bands for the shoulders. And now there's just a couple spots in the center that we have to loop. So be very careful. We need to start at the fourth peg going down in the middle. You don't want to miss that loop. So reaching in at the fourth peg going down and go up 1 and 2. And now reaching in, moving all these bands out of the way and grab the bottom 3 bands for the neck. He's ready to come off the loom. So I'm just going to remove the legs here, and then using my hook, I'm going to remove this part off. There's a lot of bands here, so you want to use your hook. Now reach in at the neck, remove the bands off, and then just pull off slowly. This is what you should have. Now you can store him at the bottom of the loom, but I have an extra hook, so I'll be using that. Now we're ready to make his face. So you'll need some blue, you'll need 3 pink, 2 white, and 2 black. So what we're going to do first is take double blue bands, and I'm going to go from the left up to the center, and then center down to the right, double bands. Now you're going to go down 4 times on the right and then on the left. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. On the left, 4 times. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we're going to close this off. So I'm going to go from the left down to the center, double bands, and then center up to the right. I'm going to give it a push down, and I want to fill in the middle. So grabbing double bands, you're going to start from the top and go down. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now grabbing a single blue band, you're going to make a triangle band, and I'm just going to go the second pegs going down with a single. Again, a single blue band, making a triangle right below, and we're going to do this one more time. Single and a triangle. We're not going to add one to the bottom. Now we're ready to do the eyes. Grabbing your hook and a single black band, you're going to wrap this around your hook 4 times. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you have 4 loops. Grabbing a single white, you're going to wrap this twice on either side. So 1, 2, 1, and 2. Push this down and we're going to make another one. A single black, wrap this around your hook 4 times. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Grabbing a single white band, you're going to wrap this around twice on either side. 1, 2, 1, and 2. Grabbing a single blue band, we're going to attach this to the hook, support with our fingers, and you're going to pinch one eye at a time and slide on the blue band. Again, pinch and slide on. And you're going to attach this to the 3rd pegs going down. So 1, 2, and 3, from the left to the right. You can take your hook and just separate the eyes so they are separated in the middle there. Now we're going to make the nose. What we're going to do is grab your hook and a single pink band. You're going to wrap this around your hook 4 times. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you have 4 loops. Now you're going to grab another single pink and you're going to wrap this around your hook 4 times, and you're just going to go right on top of these bands here. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. You're going to grab a single pink and you're going to double this. So just give it a little stretch, double, and now slide. You're going to attach to your hook, support with your finger, and you're going to pinch and slide on the pink band, grabbing both ends, and there's really your nose. Grabbing a single blue, you're going to slide the pink bands on. So support with your finger and slide on. You're going to attach this to the 4th pegs going down on the right to the, to the left to the right. Wow, there you go. Now we're ready to attach the body. So grab the body, and if you did take him off the hook and you had him here, just put your hook through, remove him off, and just so you don't put him upside down, that's my point, just look at him and you'll see that the legs, the feet, they are going out. So what you want to do is slide him on. Now we're ready to loop up. So grab your hook. You're going to move the body out of the way here, and you're going to reach in at the neck. And it looks like I missed one of the loops. Okay, my body's on. You're going to reach in at the neck and grab the top 2 bands, and they're going up to the center. Reach back in, grabbing the next 2, and they're going up to the right. I only grabbed 1. Reach back in, grabbing the next 2, and they're going up to the left. Now we're going to loop up. So I'm going to reach in on the right, and that's going to go straight to the top. Reach in, moving all these bands out of the way and grabbing the bottom two. I'm going to go on the left now, reaching in and grabbing the bottom two bands. Don't grab the holding band or the eye band, just go straight up, grabbing just the bottom bands. Now in the middle, we've already looped up one section, so you should be at your 5th peg going down. You're going to reach in and grab your bottom two bands, and I'm just going to give this teardrop a bit of a stretch and go over the nose. So my nose is through. If that didn't happen, you can pull the nose through after when we're fixing him up. Reach in and go to the top. Now we need a single band, and we're going to do a slip knot at the top. Grab your hook. You're probably still holding it. You're going to put your hook through at the top of the bands, grabbing a bottom single blue, grabbing both ends, and sliding over, and you're making a knot. Give it a little tug, and he's ready to come off the loom. I'm just using my hook. And now I'm going to show you how to fix him up now. So you can just bring his eyes through. If your nose is somewhere in the back, you can bring him through, and you're just going to bring it through, the nose through the middle bands. Now to fix the eyes, you can just keep turning them around until you find how you like them. And my bands are just a bit loose here on the nose, so some of the loops are tighter than the others. So I'm just going to give them a little bit of a pull. And now for the belly, we are going to squish his sides together, and you can kind of take your hook, and I just hit the camera, sorry. You can take your hook through the center and just puff it out a little bit. Pulling out the back, so go to the back and just pull out some of these bands here too. It's just a matter of fixing this up, and you're going to need your hook. Now I'm going to show you how to do the mouth. You're going to need 2 single red bands and your C-clip. We need to do a slip knot and tie these 2 bands together. So I'm just going to take a single red and go down once on my loom, doesn't matter where. Grabbing a single red and your hook, I'm just going to go between the band, grabbing one end, bringing it through the middle here, grabbing both ends, and just doing a slip knot. I'm not going to pull too hard while it's on the loom. I'm going to remove off the loom and then give it a tug, making it tight. Now we want our bands to curl the same way. So just take your fingers and just give it a little, just move it around, a little flip. Now you're going to grab Grover, and what you're going to do is come out. You're going to take your hook, and we need to put this mouth on. You're going to come out, you're going to go from the back, and you're going to come out this loop here on the side. So here's your neck. Here's one teardrop, and then your next teardrop. You're going to take your hook through the back, and you're going to come out through this teardrop. If you look carefully, you'll see that that holding band that we had, we're going to come right above that holding band. Now grab one end of this red band and bring it to the back. And you can let go. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So you have your neck, teardrop, another teardrop, and you can kind of see that holding band, that single band that we put across in a triangle. You're going to come out right above it, grabbing the other end and bring it towards the back. And let go. There's his mouth, and what we can do is just taking a C-clip just to support it. You're going to attach the C-clip. Now we're going to hide the slip knot at the top, grabbing your hook, turn him around, going through the center of his head, grabbing it and bringing it towards the back. Now for his hands, you can just kind of squeeze the hands, the fingers, and now I'm going to show you how to do the cape. Now I'm going to show you how to do the cape. And what we're going to do first is make a single chain with 7 links. So we need 2 of these, and I'm going to show you how to do one, and you're going to pause the video and make yourself another one. All we're going to do is take a single red band, and we're going to go down the loom 7 times. So I'm just going to go down on the right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. We need a single red band, and we need to cap the end 3 times. So push your bands down and go around 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. Grabbing your hook, we're ready to loop up. So reach in, moving the cap band out of the way, and go forward. And you can remove off the loom. I have an extra hook, and remove off. Now if you wish, you could store the pieces at the bottom. You can use 2 spots if you wish. And you can pause the video and make yourself another one. I'll just store them here. Now what we're going to do is take a single rubber band, red. We're going to take double bands, and we're going to just place them at the top. On the right, we're going to do the same thing in the center, double bands, and on the left, just placing them down. Now taking a single red band, we're going to go down the loom 7 times, and I'm going to go down on the right, just with a single. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. I'm going to do this on the left with a single, going down 7 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. We're going to do this to the middle, and we're going to go down 7 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now we need to close this off, and what we're going to do is taking a single red band, I'm going to go from the left up to the center, and then the same thing on the other side, but I'm going to go from the center down to the right. Or it doesn't matter, it's right up to the center. Now we need holding bands, and we're going to make triangles using a single red going down the loom. So starting at your second pegs going down, just make a triangle, and right below, and going all the way down. So this is my 4th triangle, 5, and 6. Now you want to push all your rubber bands down just to make it a little bit easier. Now grab your hook, one of the single chains that you made, and we're going to attach this. I'm going to go on the left, and I'm going to slide this on the top peg on the left. And I'm going to do the same thing on the right. So remove that single chain off and attach this on the right side at the top. Now what we're going to do is, using your hook, you're going to grab the cap band that we put on the single chain, so there should be 3 loops. You're going to grab all 3, and you're going to bring this to the bottom peg on the left and slide it on. You're going to do this to the right, grabbing all 3 loops for that single cap band that we put on, and bring it to the bottom here on the right. Now what we're going to do is attach each of the teardrops to the pegs. So each peg will have its own teardrop. And what we're going to do is just grab a bottom single, so you'll see the top part of the teardrop. You're just going to grab one from the bottom, and I'm working on the left side, and you're just going to wrap it around, going to the next one. So with my fingers, I'm pinching the top part of the teardrop and grabbing a bottom single. And again, it will be fine if you grab the wrong one. I just like to use the bottom ones. So I've attached a single to each side on the left. Now I'm going to do this to the right. So starting at my second peg, because the first one's already done being used. And just going right down. Now we're ready to loop up. And the first thing what we're going to do is you're going to reach in on the right, move this band out of the way. This is acting like a cap band. Grab your top single, and it should be going up to the center. And now you're going to loop straight up, reaching in at the bottom on the right, and you're just grabbing your bottom bands, moving your holding bands out of the way. Move the holding band out of the way and grabbing the bottom. Now I'm going to loop the center, the left. Let's go to the left. Remove that band out of the way that's acting like a cat band. Grab your top single and it's going up to the middle. Now let's loop up on the left, reaching just for that bottom single band. Now we're going to loop up the middle, so reaching at the bottom in the center, moving these bands out of the way, and you're grabbing your bottom single band and just go straight to the top. My dog is making a mess. Now I need you to grab 3 bands. I'm going to use the neon orange. And what I'm going to do, so choose the color that you would like to use. You could use orange, or if you want to use the red, I'm going to use neon. So what we're going to do is doing a slip knot to 2 bands. You're going to take a single and you could just go down once on your loom. Grabbing another single, you're going to reach in, grabbing the end of the band, bring it through the center, and grab both ends. And you're just going to do a slip knot. And you can remove this off the loom and just give it a little tug. And now you're just going to put this to the side for a minute. Now reaching, we're going to remove this off the loom, and what we have to do is reach in with your hook, and I'm going to go on the right side first. So reach in between this top teardrop, and you want to grab the bands at the bottom, and you're not going to do a slip knot, but you're going to grab both ends on your hook. You can remove this section part off your loom so it's just a little bit easier for you, because you're going to have to do this to the center. Reach in, grabbing your bottom 2. You're not doing a slip knot, but you're grabbing both ends. You can kind of remove off the loom so it's easier for you. And you're going to reach in on the left side through that top teardrop, grabbing your bottom 2 and grabbing both ends. And you can remove off the loom. So now I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12 loops around my hook. And now we can just remove this just gently off the loom. You can kind of use your hands if you wish. And what I'm going to do now is grabbing those 2 bands that we just did a slip knot with, we're going to slide these loops from this cape on. So you can just kind of support with your finger the neon color band or whatever color you're using, and just take section by section and slide each of the bands on. Now grabbing both ends of your color choice that you used, and you're going to take another single, again I'm using the neon, and you're going to do a slip knot. So you want to just slide the 2 bands on your single and now do a slip knot. And there's his cape. And basically you're just going to take the body and slide this through. And you can kind of just pull it out to the sides. And there's his cape. And now we're going to do the hat. Now I'm going to show you how to do his hat. And I'm going to use my loom with the arrows facing down. And I'm going to go in a circle and I'm going to keep going on top, and we're going to do 7 rows on top. So that's why I put 7 bands to the side. So if you do get lost, you can kind of count my bands or do the same thing what I'm doing. So right now I'm going to take one of these because I'm going to lose count. And what we're going to do is take a single band, and I'm going to do a figure 8 from the left up to the center. And now from my regular pile, I'm going to go from the center down to the right in a figure 8, and this will lock the bottom part of our hat. I'm going to go down twice on the right using a single and making a figure 8. 1 and again. 2. Now I'm going to close this off. So I'm going to go from the bottom, center, up to the right in a figure 8. We're going to go down twice on the left and then close it off. Single, figure 8. Single, and a figure 8. Closing this off from the left down to the center in a figure 8. Now I'm going to push my bands down, taking one of these bands from the side. I'm going to go from the left up to the center, just placing the bands down. Now from the center down to the right, and we're just going on top. Go down twice on the right. 1 and 2. Closing this off from the center up to the right, and go down twice on the left. Single, 1, 2. We need to close it off from the left down to the center. Now what we need to do is grab our hook, and I'm going to start at the bottom, and I'm going to grab the bottom 2 bands, and I'm going to bring them over my peg. We're going to go clockwise all the way around and do that to every peg. So reach in at the bottom here on the outside and grab the bottom 2 and just bring them over the peg. Now on the left, 3rd peg going down, bring the bottom 2 over the peg. Now the 2nd peg on the left, grabbing the bottom 2 and just bring it over. 1st peg, grab the bottom 2 and bring it over. Now we need to do the top, center. This one might get tricky, but what you can do is just bring your bands all down and reach in and grab the bottom 2 bands. It's just when we start is a little bit tricky. And just grab these bottom 2. Just reach in and bring them over the peg. On the right, grab the bottom 2, bring it over the next peg, bottom 2, and now we're back at the center. Push your bands down. I'm going to grab one of these bands on this side and just go from the left up to the center, center, down to the right, going down twice on the right, 1, 2, closing it off from the center, up to the right. Now go down twice on the left. 1, 2. Close it off from the left, down to the center, and push your bands down. Grabbing your hook, you want to start at the bottom, grabbing your bottom 2 bands and bring them over. Now on the left, bottom 2, bring it over the peg. Bottom 2, bring it over. Bottom 2, bring it over. At the top peg, just reach in with your hook, grabbing the bottom 2 and bring it over. On the right, bottom 2, bottom 2, and now push your bands down. We're going to start from the left up to the center, center down to the right, and go down twice on the right. 1, 2, close it off from the center up to the right, and go down twice on the left. 1, oops, 2, and then left down to the center. Now grab your hook, starting from the bottom in the center, grab the bottom 2 and bring them over. You might want to push your bands down. Bring it over, bottom 2, bottom 2, bottom 2, bottom 2, on the right, bottom 2, bottom 2, push your bands down, and we just have to do this 3 more times. Single, from the left up to the center, center down to the right, and go down twice on the right. 1, 2, close it off. On the left, 1, 2, and close it off. Left down to the center. You might want to push your bands down. Grabbing your hook, starting from the bottom, grab the bottom 2 and bring it over the peg. On the left, bottom 2, bring it over. Bring it over. Bring it over. The top center, bottom 2, bring it over. On the right, bottom 2, push your bands down. From the left up to the center, center down to the right. Go down twice on the right. 1, 2, close it off, center up to the right. Go down twice on the left. 1, 2, left, down to the center. Grabbing your hook, grabbing the bottom 2, and go over the peg starting at the bottom. On the left, bottom 2, bottom 2. Top center, bottom 2, on the right. Oops, I lost my band. I'm just going to put these back. Put my band back. Now reach in, grab the bottom 2, and go over. Bottom 2, bottom 2. Push the bands down. And this will be our last time going around. Bottom single, starting from the left up to the middle. Middle, down to the right, and go down twice on the right. 1, 2. Close it off from the center up to the right, and go down twice on the left. 1, 2, and then left down to the center. I know I need to push my bands down. Grabbing your hook, starting at the bottom center, grabbing the bottom 2 and bringing them over. On the left, bottom 2, bottom 2. You must be tired of me saying bottom 2. Bottom 2. On the right, grab the bottom. And, oh come on, I don't want to say bottom again. And the last 2. And now you want to push your bands down. And what we're going to do is, with our hook, we're going to go counterclockwise now, and I'm going to remove the bands off each of the pegs. So starting at the top center, remove the two bands that you have left. Going at the first peg on the left, reach in, and I'm just going to kind of hook onto these bands and remove it off the loom. Now keeping my hook facing the bottom of my loom is just easier to remove. So I'm just going around, going to the next one, remove the bands at the bottom center. Now on the right bottom, third peg going down, we're at the second, keep removing, and the top right. And there you go, this is what you should have. Now grabbing a single, you're going to slide all these bands on the single. So attach to the bottom of your hook, support with your finger, and you can take section by section, just a couple of bands at a time. Don't rush. No need. And then you're just going to grab both ends here and do a slip knot. Don't pull too hard, you don't want it to snap. And now you want to hide this slip knot, so just reach in with your hook, going through the other side here, and grab this band and just bring it inside. And there's his hat. And all you're going to do is just kind of stretch it on and put his head inside. When you do this, you might just have to fix his eyes a little bit after. Every time I do it, I mess up the eyes. So there you have it. You can just fool around with the eyes there. I hope you enjoyed Looming with Cheryl. I have a lot more designs to load, so please subscribe down below. If you'd like to take a pair of scissors and just cut this so that it's like this, if you wish, you just have to cut it. And I'll see you next time with another one. Bye for now.